Hello, today we're going to be taking a look here at Nvda. They just had their third quarter fiscal 2024 results last week. As you can see here, record revenue of 18.12 billion, up 34% from Q2, which is up 206% from a year ago. The record data center revenue of 14.51 billion is up 41% from Q2, up 279% from a year ago. As you read in here, their GAAP earnings per diluted share was 3.71, up more than 12 times from a year ago and up 50% from the previous quarter. You can just scroll down here. You can see more things. They can highlight, more things about where the video is going, their new chips, their GPUs, all that stuff. They're expected to be between 3.17 billion and 2.2 billion respectively for their GAAP and non-GAAP operating expenses, but their margins are expected to be 74.5% and 75.5% respectively. Okay, so not too bad. But we do want to come down here and highlight some other things. Look, their net income 9243. Compare that to last year, which was 680. That's a huge difference. The 9 months ending, huge difference also. So they're doing really good. Their current assets, total assets versus their total liabilities, is something we'll look into too. We can come over here to their slide and it shows you their growth. As you can see here, just from Q2 to Q3, that's a big difference. 18. Look at this in Q4 of fiscal year 2022, 7 up to 18 billion. That's crazy. They're doing phenomenal things. So we'll come over here. We'll take a look at their free cash flow. As you can see, for the free cash flow for the quarter ending October 31st, 2023, was 15,776, and that's in millions, so that's 15 billion. That's good. We're going to do two calculations. We're going to go just based upon that. If they were to continue to do that, that would be phenomenal. But then we'll calculate in all these other years, since these are yearly components, and see where we come to give ourselves some margin of safety. So we'll come over here to our intrinsic value calculator. We put that in with a 34% growth rate, as we already highlighted what it was. What they stated directly: 2% perpetuity, 10% discount rate, outstanding shares 2494, which brings us to a discounted cash flow price of $799.25. And then a 20% discount rate, we have $639.40. So now let's go back over to those numbers, these free cash flow numbers. As you can see right here, I'm going to go ahead and pull them off screen. And then this is a calculator I was doing to see if their percentages were right for the growth of Nvda. And they were line in line. I always like to check myself just in case there's misprints. So we'll come down here to 2013. We'll go, we'll do 2014. 605. I have to update my calculator. 805 1096 1503 2911. These are millions, by the way. So these numbers are in billions. Okay, we're using a 34% growth rate, 2% perpetuity, 10% discount rate. We come to a discounted cash flow price of $156.90. But as you can see, these numbers are really low. It wouldn't give us an accurate interpretation of where Nvda currently stands, so I'm going to eliminate the low numbers to give ourselves fair value. So we put these in with a 34% growth rate, 2% perpetuity discount rate, 10%, 2494. We come to a discounted cash flow price of $264.79. So you can see the difference when you come to where they used to be growing their annual free cash flow and where they're potentially growing their quarterly free cash flow. As you can see with these calculations, it's a big discrepancy between the two, which makes a lot of sense considering the quarterly free cash flow was 15 billion. If we did go, because you see their quarter before it was 8 billion, 8 billion. If we went up on those numbers, and we discounted a little bit, so let's just do the one before that. So we would come to outstanding shares, the same, all this stuff the same. Discounted cash flow price of $444.88. 10% discount rate, $397.69. So it's a little bit overvalued just based upon those assumptions and calculations. If you come over here to our Benjamin Graham, we're doing 7.58 EPS, growth rate 34%. We're going to do a PE ratio of no growth of 65 just because they do grow. Brings us to an intrinsic value of $544.80. Mind you, they're growing at a PE, well, they have a PE right now of over 100, so that's way lower currently. Their NAV net asset value, as you can see, we can put that in there just to show you where they're at. 54188 or 148. 54148. Total liabilities 9101 2494. Goes to $18.08. But as you know, a lot of their stuff isn't going to be in assets and in liabilities. So, oh, that's the wrong liability. Sorry, 20. So about $13.34 for a net asset value. But as you know, their assets, they're not going to be in assets. They're a lot to do with computing, the servers, and cloud and all that stuff. So yeah, if we come over here, as you can see with this calculation, it brings us to that. If we just base it upon the other one growing forward, you can see where Nvidia might end up going to. And this is the way that they're growing currently and the way people are valuing Nvidia. So don't be surprised if we do see Nvidia get somewhere in the $700 range. I personally am not buying Nvidia. I won't buy Nvidia. I don't like companies that are based upon forward growth. It's too much risk for me, but this is high risk, high reward with Nvidia. Thank you. Have a great day.